Hey, and welcome to Modern Ukrainian Homestead channel. Here are the grapes, and the grapes house is going to be rebuilt very soon, because here in this place there will be the towers for the wind turbines. So let me explain a little bit how this is going to be built. So I already leveled this. This is 75 per 75 centimeters square, and actually it goes also 75% down, like from this point. So it will be I think 60, about 60 going down the ground. So, and as you may see down there, it has like that kind of niche a little bit, going a little bit inside. Why is that done like this? In order to prevent from the frost, if we have the heavy freezing winter, for example, it might happen. Like, we haven't had this for decades already, but it might happen that there's at some point will be. So once there will be the frost forces that will be pulling all this structure up, this kind of thing will not allow to do this. And of course, what I have to do, I will have to like use some rebars, like this one. I mean, I have several of them prepared here, and in that place there are some stored. Like all rebars will be very good for this. I will actually have to form the structure. I will do this, and I will show it later to you. In this same video, I will not be like releasing this one immediately, but this will be like the combination of a couple of days. And yeah, so after this is poured with concrete, this will be really great foundation for the wind turbine tower. So here will be one, and right here will be the another one. So this is actually what it looks like prepared. This one is slightly deeper, just like, you know, once you're digging it by hand, you don't really you don't really count exactly the values. I will have to also like to reinforce it a little bit so it doesn't move anywhere while the concrete will be poured. But to give you a little bit of information of what the calculations are based on, like this exact size. So the tower will be slightly less than 200 kilos, the tower itself. That I will show you in the nearby video, the connected video. I will show you how the towers were looking like several weeks ago. And like this will give you the good example of what is it going to be. So this will be a 10-meter top tower, and will weigh a little bit less than 200 kilos. And currently I'll be putting wind turbines here, which is 13 kilos and 15 kilos of net weight on top of it, probably with what I will change later, probably up to 40 kilograms wind turbine in general, with up to 2.5 meters in diameter, maybe 2.2, 2.4, I don't know yet. That's for future, that's not for now. For now, like small ones, one here, one there, 13 kilos, 15 kilos, and together with tower, this system should withhold 250 kilos max. So if you will take the concrete and calculate the whole volume of it, that goes inside this hole, and calculate its mass, what you have to get is basically 4 times the weight of the structure it is going to hold. So if your tower and wind turbine is together, let's say 200 kilos, you have to have at least 800 kilograms counterweight down there in concrete. That's what you have to count on. If it's going to be 250 kilos, 1 ton. 1,000 kilos, you have to pour concrete inside. So that's the math behind it. Like very simple, very quick rule of thumb, and this is what I am sticking with. To give you an example of what's in here, for example, this tower weighs about let me think. It's around 230 kilos in total weight. And the wind turbine itself is 45 more. So, but eventually I'm going to probably put the bigger one here at some point later, and this one maybe will be moved to this place. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But the counterweight here is really much heavier. So here the counterweight is around 2 tons, around 2,000 kilos. So that's what you have to do to not be worried actually about any winds, any storms that are going to pull all their forces to put your thing down. And you don't want that, definitely, because, well, there is a lot of stuff to damage. For example, this costs a lot, it doesn't want to damage. I mean, it doesn't reach, it will not reach to the house, to the cars, whatever, because what you have to also to calculate that if for any reason in some years, at some time, this thing will ever fall, it has to fall somewhere not to reach any structure. So this is temporary structure, so that's why you don't have to count for that. But I mean, if you work with something like house or the garage, you have to put them quite far enough. So that's the update for today, and this video is not finished. I will actually give you the update once the rebar structure is being added. The next piece will be just immediately after. Hey guys, a short update for you. So I'm preparing the system for my 2 small wind turbines, and basically I have gathered it all up together yesterday and today. So what do I have here? 2 battery banks, 24 volts in parallel. So here we have the plus bus and the minus bus, where all the pluses and all the minuses are combined, because I have also 2 controllers which are 24 volt. Of course, pluses and minuses are combined to the bus. And then this grid tie inverter, which is a wind grid tie inverter, but it currently works in a battery mode. So you see only 2 wires, plus and minus, go into. And they are getting, again, from the plus bus and minus bus. And it picks up some wattage from the batteries and gets it to my day hybrid inverter, into the micro inverter input. What do we have here? So 2 controllers which will have the wind sometime, but currently there is only something going on from solar. Each of them has 1 solar panel. And well, there is some wattage. You see, one is a little bit less, one is a little bit higher, and the difference is very interesting because one panel is dirty and this one is clean. Let me show you how it looks like. So the panels are physically located over here, right over here, and you may clearly see that one of them is, the right one is in dirt, and the left one is clean one. So well, that's a difference in wattage that you have seen. And that's the cable. I'm going to bury it down. Of course, more. It should be about 1 meter, maybe 80 centimeters down. But currently, I just left it like this because I have no time to finish this today, so this will be done later. And here are the bars that will be concreted today for the grapes house. And on the edges, as I've been telling you already, here are 2 places where the wind turbine are going to be mounted. So this is a continuation of the previous video where I've been showing you how this was prepared. Currently this one is concreted already, and here this one is still in progress. So some rebars, of course they all connected and tied together, and yeah, so that's basically it. The concrete itself is 1 to 2. As I call it, so 1 piece of cement, 2 pieces of gravel, and 2 pieces of sand. That's the standard. And here are the holes 1 meter down that will have those bars. So they are here on the edges of this grapes house and some on the inside. So they will form together the one single unique structure. So that will be a really nice grapes house, because it's already started growing fast, and I believe we have to finish this pretty soon, because, well, yeah, it has to be left to be sprouting correctly. So yeah, this is the update for today. I just want to ask you one more question. Let me go and show you what specifically am I interested in. Maybe some of you know, so maybe some of you will give me a hand in resolving this issue. So the issue is the following. Well, I mean, it's not the issue. I'm just curious if it's going to work. So, because I have 24 volt controller, 24 volt controller, 24 volt battery pack, 24 volt battery pack, and this thing works with 48 volts so much better, because I tried. I just connected and put it on the edges, and it was pulling up to 1500 watts. From the batteries. Well, they were I mean, loaded from the factory with some charge. So I just tried how this is going to be work with 48 volts and with 24 volts. So with 48 volts, this one works much better. it is able to pick up a lot more current from it, and I mean that's obviously the scheme that I would want to use. So my question is, if I can connect these, because currently they go from plus to minus to plus to minus, and then to 48 volt to plus to minus to plus to minus. But if I will keep the charging system not via the bus where all the pluses and minus connected, but if I would go directly to the controller, one controller two, so they will not be interconnected, because that's the trouble. Because if in this case I will basically do the same, if I would just like put the junction here and will remove this and here, I will get some fire, I believe, and those who know will understand why. But I'm curious if this proposed way is possible. So let me say tell to you again. So 48 volt system, including this. Of course, this one goes from plus to minus for 48 volt system, and here I will be charging by pairs. So each controller, because they will have relatively similar, they have exactly equal panels, and they will have similar wind turbines, which will be, I believe, producing also same amount. So the question is if this can charge half of the 48 volt system, and if this can charge half of the 48 volt system. That would be very interesting to know if you have such an experience and if you know this is going to work. This is going to be the wind turbines input. I don't have them yet because, well, of course, the towers has to be put in and everything else. Then the connection will happen. But here, this will be the parking brake. And I will have to add the lightning surge protection. I just don't have it, so it's just like prepared where it will be put, but it's not put in there yet. Let me know, please, about the question that I've just asked, and well, thank you for those who know, because why I'm interested to go into 48 volt, I've told you, like 1500 watts is possible, but if I'm switching to 24 volt, it is not able to pick up a lot more. So the reason here is that here we have the rectifier, and the problem is that the voltage after the rectification still, even from plus to minus, gets a little bit down. So here we have currently how much? 24.8, and realistically, I've been measuring it. It's on the battery. How much? 26.3. So that's the difference, you see. On 48 volt, it is so much better. But I need the 24 volt packs because the wind turbines at 424 volt design, so I will have to keep it. So just let me know if my trick with the 48 volt is going to work. Thanks. See you later.